10 celebrities who overcame legal troubles. While we tend to think of celebrity life as full of red carpet parties and luxury mansions, that's just one side of living with this kind of fame. The lifestyles of the rich and famous can sometimes get complicated, and the cost of living that high-profile lifestyle can be steep, especially when it leads to lawsuits. Many of your favorite celebrities have seen the inside of a courtroom, from Sussex royals Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to recently separated Kelly Clarkson and beyond. And while they're better equipped financially to arm themselves for legal battle than the average person, we're saddened by how often what they're fighting to legally protect is their basic privacy, right to decent treatment, or protection from someone trying to take away their earnings. That's why in this video, we'll show you the top 10 celebrities who overcame legal troubles. Let's get it on! Number 10. Nicki Minaj. On the 7th of January 2021, the legal battle between Nicki Minaj and Tracy Chapman over Nicki's unauthorized sampling of Chapman's song "Baby Can I Hold You" finally came to an end. In 2018, Minaj publicly claimed she had no idea that her song sampled Chapman's and begged the singer to give her rights so she wouldn't have to delay her new album release. But Chapman repeatedly refused, and 2 years later she accepted Minaj's offer of $450,000 to settle. I'm glad to have this matter resolved and grateful for this legal outcome, which affirms that artists' rights are protected by law and should be respected by other artists, Chapman told NBC News. I was asked in this situation numerous times for permission to use my song, in each instance politely and in a timely manner. I unequivocally said no. Apparently, Miss Minaj chose not to hear and used my composition despite my clear and express intentions. While Minaj ultimately cut the song from her album, it was leaked and made its way around the internet nonetheless. With this legal ruling, further circulation of the song was banned. Number 9. Kate Middleton. Back in 2012, French magazine Closer published topless photos of the Duchess of Cambridge, which they snapped without her knowledge while she was sunbathing at a private villa. The royal family sued the magazine, and the dispute was finally settled at the beginning of September 2017. TMZ reports a judge ordered Closer to pay $119,000 in damages, while the editor and owner were responsible for paying $53,000 each in fines. Number 8. Erin Andrews. In 2008, Michael David Barrett stalked ESPN anchor Erin Andrews to a hotel in Nashville, where he filmed her through a peephole while she was naked, later uploading the video to the web. Andrews kept her lawsuit simple and direct. She went after Barrett and the owner of the specific Marriott hotel location that failed to protect her privacy. The court split the blame, 51% to Barrett and 49% to the hotel, and Andrews won a massive victory for women. She was awarded $55 million in 2016. Number 7. Sofia Vergara. A complex legal case was filed in 2015 when Sofia Vergara's ex, Nick Loeb, sued for custody of 2 female embryos the couple had frozen in 2013. Vergara's camp argued both parties reportedly agreed not to implant the embryos without consent on both sides. Loeb claimed he'd always intended to see the embryos brought full term and that he would waive any of Vergara's parental obligations. After the case was thrown out, Loeb refiled in 2017 in Louisiana, most likely because the state has strict laws protecting embryos. But a judge dismissed the case, saying since the embryos were created in California and that Louisiana courts held no sway. Number 6. Taylor Swift. radio DJ David Muella allegedly groped Taylor Swift at a fan meet and greet in 2013 and then tried to sue the superstar for cash when he lost his job over the sexual assault. Muella claimed that the contact was inadvertent, but Swift testified saying, quote, "It was a definite grab, a very long grab," end quote. She countersued Muella for a symbolic $1 because she wanted the trial to serve as an example to other women. In a championing moment during the trial, Muella's lawyer asked Swift how she felt about Muella losing his job over the encounter, to which Swift responded, quote, "I'm not going to allow you or your client to make me feel in any way that this is my fault," end quote. She added, quote, "Here we are years later, and I'm being blamed for the unfortunate events of his life that are the product of his decisions, not mine," end quote. Swift won the suit in August 2017. Number 5. Ariel Winter. Modern Family actress Ariel Winter spent much of her teen years working on getting emancipated from her parents. When she was 14, her guardianship was handed over to her older sister Chanel, citing emotional and physical abuse at the hands of her mother. Over the course of the next 2 years, Ariel was at the center of legal proceedings as her mother attempted to regain custody. Then, in 2014, Chanel was granted permanent guardianship. The following year, Ariel was officially emancipated from her parents, telling fans in a tweet, quote, "I'm really lucky I have an amazing support system and lovely people in my life who have given me the support and guidance to have been given this wonderful opportunity. Most importantly, I want to thank Chanel, Gray, and my father for their special support regarding this matter. I really couldn't have done it without them. Thank you to all of my family, friends, and fans who've supported me through all of my endeavors in life and have encouraged me. Thank you for making my life so special. I can't wait to embark on my new adventures." End quote. Number 4. Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean was sued for $14.5 million by his estranged father, Calvin Cooksey, back in 2017, accusing his son of libeling him in a Tumblr post a year prior. Frank had told a story in the post, claiming his father once called a transgender waitress a gay slur. Calvin, who denies any truth to the story, says the post cost him, quote, "future financial opportunities in the film and music industries," end quote. Quote, "I've never discriminated against anyone transgender or heterosexual or homosexual. The events that defendant describes never happened. The defendant is a scam artist, a fraud, and a hypocrite who deceived the LGBT community on June 21, 2016 for the financial success of Ocean's album Blonde," end quote. Calvin wrote in an email to Rolling Stone. Later that year, the case went to court in Los Angeles, where a judge ruled that Calvin failed to prove Frank defamed him at all. Before revealing the top 3 celebrities who overcame legal trouble, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, kindly do so by clicking on the subscribe icon below. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. Let's continue. Number 3. Jay-Z. November 30, 1999. Q-Tip delivered Amplified, his highly anticipated debut solo album. 2 days later, he would celebrate the release with a party in Manhattan at the Kit Kat Club. Puffy was there, Lil' Kim was there, Lil' Cease was there, Busta Rhymes was there, and Jay-Z was there. Prior to arriving at Q-Tip's party, Jay was holding his own party at Irving Plaza, a listening event for his upcoming album, Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter. He performed a few records and was in the company of Rockefeller's Beanie Sigel, Emil, and Memphis Bleek. It should have been a night to celebrate, Except there was one problem. Volume 3 wasn't scheduled for release until December 28, but it was already in the hands of bootleggers who leaked the record an entire month in advance. Feelings were boiling over the unforeseen larceny. It was reported that before Jay-Z took the stage at Irving Plaza, Dame Dash vehemently shouted into the microphone, quote, "F the bootleggers," end quote. That night at the Kit Kat Club would eventually be remembered not because of Q-Tip's incredible album, but the stabbing of Lance Un Rivera, the CEO and co-founder of Un Entertainment, with Notorious B.I.G. He was treated at New York St. Vincent Hospital for wounds to his shoulder and abdomen. Originally, it was stated that officers didn't have a weapon or a suspect, just a description of two black males in their 20s. It's widely assumed that Un cooperated and gave police officers the name of his assailant, Sean Jay-Z Carter. Jay would turn himself into the NYPD Midtown South Precinct in Manhattan, where he was processed and booked for felony assault in the second degree. His bail was $50,000, and he was out within a few hours. A press conference with his lawyers labeled him an innocent man. He was eventually convicted for third-degree assault and took a 3-year probation sentence. It certainly didn't hurt his reputation or his record sales, as he's become a massive influence in hip-hop culture since then. Number 2. Britney Spears. The conservatorship that has controlled the life of Britney Spears for over 13 years neared a possible end in September 2021 after a judge suspended her father, and the pop superstar said later that she was on cloud 9 right now. At a contentious 3-hour hearing, Los Angeles Superior Judge Brenda Penny removed Jamie Spears from oversight of his daughter's $60 million estate and set a November date to discuss whether to terminate the entire arrangement. In an Instagram post following the judge's ruling, the Stronger singer posted a video showing her seated next to a pilot in the cockpit of a small plane and maneuvering the controls. In court, Penny removed Jamie Spears from his role after the singer's attorney said she did not want him involved for even one more day. Jamie Spears had been in charge of his daughter's business affairs since 2008, when he put in place a wide-ranging, court-approved conservatorship after she suffered a mental breakdown. The details of Britney Spears' mental health have never been revealed. Number 1. Tiger Woods. In his prime, Tiger Woods was bigger than everything and everyone. Woods is widely considered one of the best golfers of all time and undoubtedly the most dominant of the last 40 years. As an astonishingly successful and personable star who is of Black American, Indian, and Asian descent, he was also the greatest ambassador the historically white game of golf had ever known. Until a scandal in 2009 forever shattered his golden boy image. Woods won 70 PGA tournaments, including 14 major championships, and spent a record amount of time ranked as the world's #1 golfer. He signed endorsement deals with some of the world's biggest brands, including one with Nike that was the largest in pro sports history at the time. In November 2009, there had been reports in the National Enquirer days earlier that Woods had engaged in an affair with a New York nightclub manager. Still, tabloid headlines about his troubles really took off when he pulled out of the driveway of his Orlando area home at 2:30 in the morning of November 27. He steered his 2009 Escalade into hedges and a tree in a neighbor's yard before crashing into a fire hydrant, dealing serious damage to the front of the SUV. The collision was loud enough to wake up his wife, Ellen Nordegren, who came running out of the house. She broke the back window of the SUV with a golf club, dragged her husband into the street, then sat with him as he drifted in and out of consciousness, mouth bloodied, wrapped in blankets provided by neighbors. One of those neighbors, Jairus Adams, called 911 at Nordegren's request. The Florida Highway Patrol reached the house in about 10 minutes. What followed was a series of lawsuits, an expensive divorce settlement, and a loss of major sponsors, including Nike. But after a long sabbatical, Woods rose again and is now back to his best. A true story of grace to grass to grace again. That's all on our video about celebrities who overcame legal troubles. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below.